For architects, engineers, and construction professionals, it's critical to have the best possible information about a project to make the right decisions. Important shifts in the industry are happening. Yesterday's disconnected ways of working are in the past. Today, new efficiencies are being realized. Thanks to Building Information Modeling, BIM. BIM is the creation and use of coordinated, consistent information about a project. Information that enables you to visualize designs in context, accurately predict performance, analyze real-world structural behavior, and make design decisions earlier in the process, all before the project breaks ground, helping thousands of architecture, engineering, and construction professionals streamline the way they work, increase productivity, and create high-quality projects by pushing the design boundaries and ultimately gaining a competitive advantage.
What is BIM? BIM is very much talked about in the building industry, but what is it really? What is it used for, and who should use it? Some say BIM is a type of software. Some say BIM is the 3D model of buildings. Others say BIM is a process, or that BIM is nothing more than an organized collection of all building data. BIM is all of the above and more. Now let's see BIM explained in layman's terms. When it comes to BIM, everything begins with a 3D digital building model. This model, however, is more than just simple geometry and some interesting textures added to it for visualization. A true BIM model consists of the virtual equivalents of the actual building sections used to create a building. These intelligent elements are the digital prototype of the physical building elements such as walls, columns, windows, doors, stairs, etc., that allow us to simulate the building and understand its behavior before the actual construction begins. Now let's see what a BIM model can be useful for. 3D visualization. Of course, the most basic use of a BIM model is for creating realistic visualizations of the planned building. Your BIM model helps your design decisions by comparing various design alternatives and for selling your design to your client, the local community, and other stakeholders as well. Change management. Since data is stored in a central place in a BIM model, any modifications to the building design will be automatically replicated in each view, such as floor plans, sections, and elevations. This not only helps in creating the documentation faster, but also provides stringent quality assurance by automatic coordination of the different views. Building simulation. BIM models contain more than just architectural data. Information about the different engineering disciplines, sustainability information, and other characteristics can be easily simulated well in advance of actual construction. Data management. BIM contains information that is not visually represented at all. Scheduling information, for example, clarifies the necessary manpower, coordination, and anything that might affect the outcome of the project schedule. Cost is also a part of BIM that allows us to see what the budget or estimated cost of a project might be at any given point in time during the project. Needless to say, the data put in a BIM model is not only useful during the design and construction phase of a building project, but can be used throughout the entire building life cycle, helping to reduce the operation and management cost of buildings, which is significantly more than the entire cost of construction. With all the benefits BIM has to offer,
these days, a growing number of architects, engineers, and contractors are using BIM. And here's why. Global trends are making AEC projects more complex, while advances in technology are helping industry professionals work more efficiently and effectively. This is where BIM comes in. BIM is an intelligent model-based process that connects AEC professionals so they can more efficiently design, build, and operate buildings and infrastructure through BIM, or Building Information Modeling. With BIM, designers create digital 3D models that include data associated with physical and functional characteristics. The power of BIM is how it allows architects, engineers, and contractors to collaborate on coordinated models, giving everyone better insight into how their work fits into the overall project, ultimately helping them to work more efficiently. The data in a model defines the design elements and establishes behavior and relationships between model components. So when an element in a model is changed, every view is updated, with the new change appearing in section, elevation, and sheet views. You can use the information in the model to improve your design before it's built. Gain faster buy-in and approvals with realistic visualizations. Convey design intent to the field. And, most importantly, retain model intelligence from concept to construction. BIM provides insight into a design's constructability, improving the efficiency and effectiveness of the construction phase, and also providing a better understanding of the building's future operations and maintenance. Owners can use BIM for predictive maintenance, asset tracking, and facilities management, and for future renovation or deconstruction projects. When you work with BIM, you'll experience reduced project risk, improved timelines and cost savings, and better project outcomes. And the power of BIM is growing with cloud-connected technologies that let project teams design and work together in all new ways. Driven by global trends, the AEC industry is in a time of transformation. Businesses that want to win more work, deliver projects more efficiently, and design better buildings need a powerful solution. And that solution is BIM.
And BIM is the collation of information and the development of information throughout a project, with the outcome being that clients get the exact information that they require at the end of a project to be able to use that asset as they need.
It's really to do with sort of managing the information from the beginning of a project through its design and also through the facilities management element of it. However, I think also it's about an opportunity for the industry to improve our productivity. We're bottom of the pile at the moment in terms of all the industries. And we have a huge impact that we can make in terms of the homes, the spaces, the schools, etc. that we produce for everyone in the cities, for example.
What is BIM for me is essentially it's my day job. So it's a process of educating and informing my clients in how they can deliver information better and how they can control information in both task and deliverable formats, to have a well-rounded project that finishes with a set of data they can use, audit and replicate on their next project.
For me, BIM as a business owner, it's about information management in our organisation and other parties that we interact with. It's about collecting all of that information and managing it efficiently on one platform so that there's accountability, transparency, and it's about culture really, so that we work collaboratively, because that's something that the industry lacks in certain areas.
BIM is really about coordinated information. The 3D is important, but the most important thing is the reliable data. They also get much clearer information about what's gone into the building so that they can plan its maintenance and also plan the life cycle replacement and the overall operation of the facility in the future.
So the risks that BIM can avoid, having good building information management from early on in the cycle, will tell every housing association what they have in their buildings, and no housing association can honestly say that they know where all of their critical components are. And that's something that really needs to change. We have risks arising from things that are required to be maintained for compliance. The things that we're not maintaining well enough that are causing costs downstream with responsive repairs that could have been avoided. And those are some of the really important things that I think BIM can, some of the issues that BIM can address.
In this short video, I'm going to introduce the definition of BIM. Of course, there's hundreds of definitions of BIM out there. This is the definition I'm going to use consistently across all videos for the BIM framework. So, how can we define BIM? The BIM framework adopts a very general and wide definition of BIM. It first says that BIM means building information modeling. It's not building information model, like some companies and users and researchers, especially in the US, use the BIM acronym for. So we're going to be using building information modeling. And building information modeling is defined as a set of technologies, processes, and policies. So it's not just about technologies and tools and software, but it's also about processes. But it also doesn't stop at processes and workflows. It also includes policies and protocols and stuff like that. And these technologies, processes, and policies combined, they enable multiple stakeholders. So we are discussing really all the supply chain across the whole project life cycle, designers, contractors, operators, to collaboratively together, whether by exchanging or interchanging, and we're going to be covering this in the future, to design, construct, and operate a facility. So really, we're discussing the whole life cycle here. And when we say facility, we don't just mean a building. It could be a bridge, it could be an airport. Even you can extend it to include some mining facilities and train stations and other overlaps with other acronyms like GIS. So another way of understanding building information modeling is to flip the term. So by saying we are trying to model information, so we're modeling or shaping, forming, presenting, scoping information with an organized set of data to do something to this building, to that structure. So through this information, we are trying to virtually construct that building, or to extend the analysis of it, or to maybe calculate the construction cost of it. And we're going to cover this in the future under something called model uses. Another aspect of building information modeling, which is very important in order to separate what is BIM and what's not BIM, is the type of underlying technology you're using. And we are always discussing building information modeling as an object-based technology, where we have these typical objects like a column or a window or a door being embedded inside a building, which is actually a database. And by embedding these into a building, we are these objects are still persistent. They do not dissolve within that building, so we can still query them, we can still count them, we can add specifications to them, etc. So we are really, when we're discussing building information modeling as a term, we are depending, of course, basically on using object-based technologies in order to develop, deliver a facility. Finally, there are 5 typical deliverables of BIM. So if we're using building information modeling tools, workflows, and processes and policies, we are expecting to deliver 5 main types of deliverables. Of course, there are hundreds of possible deliverables, but they fall under 5 main types. This is just a basic understanding of them. We're going to be covering this in more detail under model uses. But if you are using BIM, you can expect, you don't have to, but you can expect to get some parametric, algorithmic 3D graphical views, to get some 2D drawings out of the 3D model, and you are expecting to get some scheduling quantities out of the model and specifications. And most importantly, you are also expecting to get some kind of model-based analysis for spatial design, for thermal design, for seismic design, wind studies. Also, we're going to be covering this under something specific, we call it BIM uses or model uses. I hope this definition makes sense to you. In the future, as we add more videos, hopefully all things will look very well connected for you. If you have any comments, please don't hesitate to contact me personally using the information provided on the YouTube channel or on BIM Framework, BIMframework.info.